Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 47,885, up 0.16%. Ethereum 3396, up 3.28%. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, and also gain real wealth in the process. In this episode, we're going to look at pattern recognition across 32 patterns. Patterns and pattern recognition is one of the most powerful skills you can ever learn in trading and investing. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. In the previous episode, episode 274, we talked about crypto and real wealth and talked about strategy. That's a really interesting episode if you'd like to dig more in, or in more, to real wealth. We also answer many different questions in that episode as well. Rule 109, enhance pattern recognition. This is a fantastic rule. It makes you incredibly powerful in the markets. Let's have a look at the top cryptos. We went a little bit through this before, but we can see Axie Infinity AXS out in front. Look at Axie go baby. We can see Luna, XTZ, Uni, Sol, BNB, Atom, and then Bitcoin. I just like reading what is above Bitcoin because that gives you an idea for positive momentum. Let's have a look at the top 8, starting with Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin, as we know from the previous analysis, is under resistance. It needs to get above this resistance to confirm upward price momentum. If it gets rejected, it doesn't mean there's going to be a bear market. It could just be consolidating, but we need to be aware of what is actually happening. We can see the price is consolidating. Bitcoin is currently trading at 47,999. It has support at 46,984, 45,782, 44,264. It has this large psychological resistance at 50,000, and there's also resistance at 48,553. When Bitcoin's price gets to 52,658, the magic wand comes in and it has cleared resistance. That puts the probabilities of strong upward prices. But remember, it's just a probability. It's not a certainty. That's really important to understand. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is currently trading at 34.13. A key level of support is 33.19. Another key level is 31.97 and 30.50. When Ethereum manages to break past 39.82, it will have cleared resistance. That's a fantastic thing. The probability of much higher Ethereum prices exists when that price is reached. It's crazy, isn't it? But it's just how trading and investing works. Levels of resistance above 35.49, 36.49, and 38.83. Let's look at the other group of 6. We can see Cardano, ADA, getting above this level of resistance. Resistance will likely be confirmed. Remember, never certainty, just probability, at $2.34. Current price, $2.279. Then we'll be looking at specific levels when it gets above that price. Now, of course, price is always moving in a wave, always going up and down. Let's have a look at Binance Coin, BNB. It's already past that resistance level at 368.60. Now, this gives you a really good idea what happens when resistance is breached. That is a fantastic illustration for you of what you could expect to happen with other alts. The one thing to keep in mind, always draw your eye back to particularly Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. We're now combining Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it's really important to look at Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is coming down, you can be pretty much assured that your beloved alt will be joining it, potentially in a greater percent down move. But please don't panic, because when things go up, it's a greater percentage move up as well. Bitcoin is slow moving, but Bitcoin can do a 10x. Wow, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? But that's not tomorrow. That's over a long period of time. XRP is getting close to passing resistance. It will pass resistance at 108.72. That's like $1.08. The reason I read out so many decimal places, when people are new to any market, they use whole numbers. We can, as a professional trader, I can recognize any retail investment because it's all focused around whole numbers. For example, this is the depth chart from Binance on Axie Infinity. If we look up here, it's a $111. Anything on the round number is always retail. Anybody professional goes off the round number. If you want to get in front of this particular one, you just go one level below it. That's the way to go if you wanted it to be filled. These sell walls are hard to get through. It's just a really interesting thing. I'll cover that more in later episodes. So we can see that XRP, currently 104.90, is making its way up to the 108.72 level. We also know that all price moves in a wave. Sometimes it can be a calm wave. Sometimes it can be a hurricane or tsunami force wave. Thank you, Flamingo. This is really important to understand. The waves up can be nice and gentle, or they can be just spiky, and the waves down can be spiky too. This is like a tsunami wave down, a tsunami wave up. Okay, let's have a look at what DOGE is doing. DOGE is quite a degree underneath its resistance line. When DOGE gets above 29.43, it should do really well. It's also got resistance around the current price at 21.98. Looking at DOT has already overcome resistance at 31.36, and it's confirming a test of that as well. Now, what we see is Bitcoin coming down, which is pushing everything else down. That is what's happening here. That's how you read these charts. Sol has been very strong from the start. I mentioned quite a few episodes ago that I really like Sol. Sol actually had a passing of resistance at 152.69. It's now 173, pretty much. I'll show you the next 8. What we can see is AVAX has a takeoff line at 65.95. It's currently 71.03. What that basically means, it's overcome resistance and it's on its way up. Some move fast, some move slowly. Having a look at Luna, its takeoff line 39.68, and indeed took off. Look at that. That is what can happen. That's why when you see cryptos getting above resistance, like I did several episodes with Sol, and I just let you know Sol was looking good, those kind of things can really work for you. Luna is currently trading at 45.05. Looking at Uni's takeoff line is 25.56. It's now at 26.30. You can notice the relative strength difference between Uni and Luna. Luna is really, really powerful, and you can see Matic is very powerful as well. This is the reason that we go and do these analyses all at the same time, so you can see across the major cryptos and understand what they're doing. It will play out in your beloved alts. Let's have a look at Chainlink. Link, takeoff line 26.41, current price 27.35. Algorand, takeoff line 172.75, current price 184.36. The important thing to understand, just because something gets above a takeoff line doesn't mean it will take off. It's just could waver around a little bit, but the probability is looking good that it will go up, and you can see that's happening right now. always keep in mind what Bitcoin is doing. It's incredibly important. Having a look at Matic. Matic's takeoff line 1.19.3, current price 1.314. It's looking really strong. It's got some very solid structure in here. Litecoin, takeoff line 148.50, current price 168.60. When we look at Cosmos or Atom, takeoff line 39.83, current price 40.28. Now, out of all of these 16, please let me know in the comments which one you think is best. It's really good to go back and look at them and study them. It's a very, very powerful technique. Please make pattern recognition part of your strategy and part of your plan. I mentioned previously that I was going to look through gold and the DXY and a variety of different things. Absolutely, I keep to my word. Now, when we look at the VIX is the stock market's fear gauge. And I know what you may be thinking, Ken, I don't care about stocks, just show me crypto. Now, hopefully you remember that particular graphic about crypto being so tiny and bonds and stocks being so large. When the stock market goes down, what happens to crypto? Well, why don't we look at it? Let's go from the stock market crash. I'll just set up all these graphs. Okay, all done. Let me show you the fear index of the stock market. Just keep your eye on this up and down line across all the other charts. When the VIX, the fear gauge, spiked right up, what does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin is just here. You notice it tanked. This is exactly what happens in black swan events. That's why it's really important to understand. What did the Nasdaq do? It tanked. What did bond prices do? They went up, and then they tanked, and then they went up again. What did Treasury note yields do? So we go back here and just look across to Treasury notes. They fell off a cliff. What about gold? What happened there? When Bitcoin and the stock market tanked, you can see they tanked together. What did gold do? It tanked as well. What did oil do? This is light crude oil. Oil tanked and then it went negative. Wow, how cool is this? And then you say, Ken, what the heck is the put-call ratio? Well, look at the association. After lecturing stats, first and second year stats for many years, I love saying that you don't need to be a mechanic to drive a car. You just need to know how to steer it, how to accelerate it, and how to brake it. Indication is good too. Now, what's happening here with the put-call ratio? As it goes up in value, notice the fear gauge. What's the association? The put-call ratio is getting high, isn't it? Look, it's got so high. When it breaks out from a certain level, you say, danger is in the market. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. There's a problem. Okay, now this is exactly the reason that we're looking at the Nasdaq right now. The Nasdaq is coming into confluence with Bitcoin. Why? Because it may be correcting. I use the word maybe. Maybe is always an important word to use. It's all about probabilities. Now, when we look at the current price action for the last 4 sessions, down, 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 down. Even though this is green, the wick is down. It's hit a support line. That's great. And you thought crypto was only about crypto. It's not. All markets are intercorrelated. It's really important to understand. Now, what's happening over here with bond yields? Oh, what's this line? Ken's got a really interesting line. 1989 resistance line. That line is so old. What it means is that bond yields have not got over this line and rallied for quite a long time. This is really important. They had a go at it before in this mountain, but let's zoom in there to show you what's cooking. Why don't I go to the weekly basis? It's always fun to go weekly. Now, you can see this line, the weekly line, crashing down here. Tried to get above, was squashed, but the yields are starting to turn around. That's really fascinating. I've had a lot of people reach out and say, Ken, what time frame do we use? The larger time frames, like the weekly, for example, are better for trends. The 3-day can give you more granularity. The daily can give you even more. And then down to the 4-hour, down to the 2-hour, the 1-hour, even the 5-minute chart gives you timing for entries and exits. I hope that helps out. What we're seeing here with yields is that there is strong support coming up here. We've rejected, there's some resistance, we've passed below. See, this is all about your pattern recognition. This could be just another alt. It's fantastic to learn these skills. You can go into any market with it. When you've done crypto, you've done them all, believe me. Now, what's going to happen? There's a lot of support at this 1466 mark, or 1465 actually. And when we get above this 1989 resistance and confirm up here around the 1693 mark, I believe we're going to see some fireworks. Now, of course, I hear you say, Ken, I don't want to be involved with bonds and yields and earn 1.7%. I don't care. Okay, that's fair. I really don't want to get into them either. But you notice this pattern on Bitcoin. What is the similarity? Oh, that's a hard word. What is the similarity between Bitcoin's price action and the price of yields? Do you see any association? Do they kind of look similar to each other? Yeah, they are. That's a very interesting thing to look out for. Let's go and have a look at the gold futures on the 1 day. What are we seeing? We're seeing a weakening trend at the moment. It's broken down below there. Gold has support at 1675.60, also 1568.20. There is an upward line of support that will play in at around 1618. We can see that what we really want to do is to see gold repair this or get over this resistance playing down. That will happen at around 1859. When it does that, it doesn't have any more resistance. It can rock and roll. Let's quickly look over some community favorites. When you just look with your eye, your naked eye, oh, how naughty. When you look at this is theta. What do you see? Is it overcoming resistance? It's really important to be able to see things with your eye. Are you seeing something, for example, like this? What about T-fuel? T-fuel and theta have, of course, correlation. What do you see there? What does the trend line look like? Does it look something like this? Okay, what's Dent doing? Oh, Dent's having a party, isn't it? Now, why is that? Because Dent has upward support. You can see it in these steps. I'll show you what I mean. This is what I see when I look at Dent. You can see this overcoming of resistance, this supporting of price, and another support of price through there. Sharp angles tend to reflect, so you need to be a little bit careful. Or you can simply, if you love Dent, you can simply layer by. Of course, this is a good support level at 51.85, and then you just pick what you think is reasonable based on your experience of the technicals or the past price movement of Dent. What do you see in H-bar at the moment? Of course you see the price going up, but is there any reason for that to go up? It's all about putting these lines of support and resistance in, especially the diagonal ones. They're really helpful. What about Quant? Quant is really easy to see, isn't it? If you draw a really tight line through there, now what am I doing? I'm seeking to make it as tight as possible. After being in financial markets for 35 years, I've learned when to obey and when to ignore technical analysis rules. There's many times you need to ignore them because they will actually lose you money. Doing these really tight lines I found to be quite profitable. What can you see with Quant? It's bypassed tight resistance, looser resistance, and it's well supported on the way up. If we were to just draw a line up here, and we can do it reasonably tight, we can see that we've got a degree of, maybe I'll just zoom in there, just make it a little nicer. Always like to do the best work I can. You can see we're getting positive air in this price. What does that mean? It means it got above resistance. It didn't come down into that cradle to retest. It just consolidated. It's got power. Quant is showing power here. What about Mana, Decentraland? We can see that Mana is or has overcome this resistance. It's on its way up. LRC, loop ring. This is a very spiky chart, isn't it? If we draw tight resistance, and again, I think it's really important to understand that when you start out on your journey of technical analysis, people say, oh, you can't do that. You have to do this. It must be done that way. I found those kind of rigorous rules the best way to lose money. Just go with the flow. Look at it and say, okay, what am I seeing with my eye? Try and be more practical than rules-based. What we can see here is we've overcome resistance. Now we're getting up to this resistance. What happens next to LRC? Well, the next level of resistance is around 146, isn't it? Because you look back here to the left, you see a cluster. That's probably the most likely thing or target that it would hit. Let's have a look at Icon. Wow, Icon, you're making so many people happy. Okay, we can see that certain levels of resistance have been, that was breached, and that was breached. Icon is very spiky by nature. It can go up very strongly and can come down. There's a lot of volatility in Icon. If you feel you've missed out, please don't be in any way upset. There is always another opportunity to get in. Price is always moving in a wave. For example, if something like this happened, say you were in here and you were saying, oh my goodness, I've missed it, it's come down, I've missed it, and what happens to price? Oh, you didn't miss it. You really didn't miss it. You absolutely didn't miss it. Now, this is the problem with these particular cryptos. They can be very volatile, and that's where your 10-5-10 fund can come into play. Having a 10-5-10 fund, you don't worry about this volatility. Actually, you look for it, you seek it out, but in the strongest coins that you can find, in the strongest cryptos, or your beloved alts. I'd like to thank all the very generous and kind members of our community that have reached out and shown their appreciation by buying me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank all the individual members who have done that. I think this is really truly beautiful. Warren and Adam, my son and I have learned so much from you, and it's become truly a family affair. Thanks as always, Warren and Adam. Warren and Adam, you're so welcome. I love to see when families get together and build stronger bonds. There's so many people inside our community that share this content with their kids. I just love it. I'd like to also thank VN. VN talks about the realignment of thoughts and their life. That's really nice. Thank you to the Meditative Mind, who said that he understands that avoiding leverage trading is so important, and it is. Thanks so much for sharing that. I'd also like to thank Jason, Sir Goop, Elvaldas, I hope I said that right, Edwin, Yoni, Joss, Bluebird Cafe, Zorg, Noah, Flash Crypto, J-Link, Fifi, Rasa, Emma, It's Joey Time, and Robert. Thank you so much. And Sea Turtle, of course. Thank you, everyone. And you just got so many beautiful comments. I wish I could read them all out. To show my appreciation for your generosity, I just wanted to let you know that the new Coffee Club video will be coming tomorrow. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Thank you to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. Please let me know if you have any other questions that you would like me to answer in the community questions section. I'm always really keen on doing that. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.